Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So today a very brief video because we do have version 40.1 release notes, but well, there is very little to it. It's basically kind of like the bare minimum version of them, so I will not keep you guys any longer than we have to. So let's start with the table of contents. So Silk and Kindred are entering the contest. Now we have seen a little bit of gameplay sneak peeks. Obviously Silk's abilities got leaked early as well, but now we did see Kindred putting in some work, but it does look like Kindred's primarily going to be a defensive oriented champion. It did look kind of cool though. So those are the two new champions, and we obviously will have our monthly event quest. No notable changes to that, which at this point, is going to definitely, create a lot of questions whether there is much point in doing these things, considering the reward discrepancy that is in the game. We have Hades Rifts, which I will mention a bit more in detail towards the end of the video. But basically, Rifts are back, and Kabam has tried to make them more controlled version, where you will have several guaranteed set of rewards, which kind of makes you think of why Rifts in the first place, because they're kind of going halfway, because the entire idea of Rifts is that, there's massive RNG discrepancy, which some people love and some people really don't. But Kabam has put in a ton of work to kind of give much more moderate rewards to everybody, and by the end of it, I just don't really see a reason why there should be Rifts to begin with, but that's fine, let's leave that. Alliance War persistent placement phase. I'm kind of tired of talking about this because it's been announced 4 different times at this point, but as soon as Alliance Wars come back, we will have 2 weeks of off-season where we can kind of practice and get used to this before the next season starts at the very end of July. I think the season will start something like 26th or 27th of July, and before that we will just have to kind of get used to this persistent placement phase instead of having regular placement phase. Combo tracking is a new quality of life improvement that definitely largely will benefit the newer players. By the sound of it, it will be an optional feature that you can switch off. There was an announcement post about it, I believe 10 days ago or so, but it kind of went under the radar because that's about what it is. It's going to be a combo tracker on the screen that kind of logs in and shows you how far you are in the combo. If you will find it distracting, then you will have the ability to switch it off as well. Now we have Mantis getting a champion update, and kind of strangely, we do not know anything about this buff. We didn't see any CCP gameplay like we have seen with most of the buffs prior to their release, and we actually do not have the ability description as well, so I cannot break down Mantis buff update as of yet. New relics, we already knew about that. We're going to have the Mr. Sinister Stealth Bleed relic, Spider-Man 2099, that will let you gain, buff immunity, pseudo buff immunity anyways, and Ghost Rider Battlecast that will work with degen effects. So we're going to break them down as they are coming out. I believe they're coming out at about mid of the month or in about a week or so. And then we have bug fixes and improvements, and I don't think there's anything too important. Fixed an issue where Cassie Langstown reduced opponent's stack more than intended. I don't think they were meant to do that. I think they said that they will leave Cassie Lang until her balancing. Just saying. But other than that, I don't think there is anything super important in the bug fixes this time around. Mainly like VFX stuff. Oh, and they're taking away Adam Warlock's special 3 Fury buff stacking, which was kind of nice, but not many people have Adam Warlock, so but most people didn't even know about that. So that's pretty much it. So we're gonna have 2 new champions, side event. The point is there is absolutely no extra content coming the next month. And when it comes to the rifts, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna do the full breakdown of all of that stuff. It's gonna have similar principle that we had this month, where we're gonna have solo events where we can gain these entries. But Kabam said that they fixed the issue where we could claim them early. And then once we do have these entries, we can enter the rifts. There will be these portal mastery dimensional energies that will give us more control about which paths we can enter. And then on each of these paths, we will have the option to kind of select out a few rewards that are most appealing to us. So there are some good ideas for sure. But problem is that even at the Paragon level, where we have like pick one, even if you get like the second highest one, which is like very rare, so the second highest one has a chance of 5%. So 1 in 20 rifts you will get this. So it has like 1,750 tier 3 basic alloy fragments, or a tier 5 class catalyst selector, or 360 relic shards. This is like 1 in 20. This is the rarest reward, basically, aside from the Awakening Gem, which is at 1% chance. And right now, I took a look at them. I haven't calculated how much total rewards we are going to get. So, I might be completely wrong here. But when looking at all of these rewards and what we do have in here, it just seems so pointless. I understand that obviously they're not going to put in remotely as many rewards in next month's side event that they did in like July 4th and stuff like that, and like how much they offered in offers. I completely get that. But there is a very large kind of like this emotional impact where you see that Kabam offered like 50 of these catalysts or 30 of these catalysts total for sale if you count in the rank up gems. You could get like 7 of those rank up gems. Each of them would mean like 6, like 42 plus the cat. Like Kabam offered like 60 of these full catalysts for sale. And then in the side event, if you get lucky, you get like 1,750 shards of that crystal. So it really puts things in perspective. And again, I haven't done the calculations of how good or bad these rewards will end up being in total. Obviously, there are solo objectives that every week will give you additional rewards as well. But looking at all of these little things, it just seems so insignificant. And then we have Underworld Crystal, which Underworld Crystal shards, there are champions in it. Galen, Hercules, Null, Human Torch, Sunspot, Penny Parker, Cosmic Ghost Rider, Jaggerman, Spider-Man Supreme, Morningstar, Mephisto, Purgatory, The Hood, Anti-Venom, Daredevil, Hell's Kitchen, Sauron, Dormammu, Ant-Man Future, Agent Venom, Red Skull, MODOK, Night Thrasher, Phoenix, Cable, Strife, Thor, Ragnarok, Hulk, Ragnarok, Red Goblin, Spider-Man Symbiote. So there are some very, very good champions in it, like Galen, Hercules, Null, Human Torch, Sunspot, Penny Parker. So for newer players, these crystals can be extremely spicy, because if you will pull a 6-star, there's a very solid chance that it's going to be, something amazing like future Ant-Man or Anti-Venom or Cosmic Ghost Rider or Hercules even. So as far as the contents of that crystal go, not bad. Not bad there. As far as the rest of the side event goes, well, again, I might do the math on it and then make a separate video, the full breakdown, but yeah, it just looks quite sad. But yeah, that is what we know about happenings in July. Let me know if you have any questions and what do you think about version 40.1 release notes. But that is it for now. I'm going to catch you guys soon. Bye. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about